Mission Control, the space pod has landed.
Hey everybody, Space Pod here. We are going to be testing the 2016 Kawasaki ZX-10R. This meetup was arranged by Carlyle of CarlylesPicks. So here it is, 2016. This thing is basically all new for 2016 except for the bore and stroke. And I think the wheels are the same size. And this thing comes with all new electronics, various modes. Mode 4 is going to be canyon mode. They call this like a matte charcoal gray. And it looks like it's got a tank protector on it. Olin steering damper here. You can see the fender is begging to be eliminated. And you can see the tires not that scrubbed in yet. He's still breaking it in. So you gotta love the integrated signals. Let's see the front. There's the front of the bike. Right there. Got some interesting scoops here. So Mark's gonna be riding the ZX-3R, the little baby brother to the ZX-10R. This is Mark. Mark, how you doing, man? Good. Let's give a little handshake for the camera because I might add you to an intro. So Mark is the proud new owner of a 2016 ZX-10R. Anything you want to say about the new bike and your old bike?
Yeah, man, the bike's awesome. Going from a 650, so it's a pretty big change.
Yeah.
And getting used to different, driving angles and whatnot. It's a lot of bike, obviously, and I'm stoked.
Cool.
Learn more and more about it, as we drive and whatnot.
Okay, cool, man. Thanks for the rundown. I already did an intro, so let's ride. All right, cool. Okay, first mount. Feels a little tall. These levers have not been rotated yet. Okay, we're off and running. Okay, ZX-10R 2016. I'm just getting my mirrors sorted. The mirrors are really stiff. Okay, that one's okay. And the levers are in a weird position, but someone else's bike. What do you expect? So this thing's under braking, so I'm still gonna baby it. There's Mark. Oh my God, the suspension feels great. The riding position feels really great. Gear indicator, as you can see, it's got a tack right here. Really nice LED tack. It's got different modes. Modes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Some of these are track modes, dry roads. One of them is a rain mode. Mode 4 is canyon mode, and that's with dry roads. Canyon, dry road, mode 4. And we are currently in mode 4. This bike feels amazing. It is way more comfortable than the 2015 ZX-10R that I rode. The lever for the front brake is a little far out, and it's a little bit of a heavy pull. I think I would need to adjust that. I can barely feel the shifter. The shifter is so smooth with such small action that I can barely feel it when I click up. Kawasaki's always kind of had great shifter action. The pegs are really pretty high up. The handling feels pretty good. The brake though, the part where I'm pulling in, it feels really heavy. Almost like I'm not pulling the lever, I'm pulling the inside connector portion. thing does have gobs of power. The tank feels really good as far as being able to grip it with my knees. It's in a great spot. It is so much more comfortable than the 2015. Apparently they moved the clip-ons back, which this thing kind of sorely needed, and the angle feels better to me as well. I think the shifting mechanism is still being broken in. So that's why probably the shifter doesn't feel as smooth as it will once it's fully broken in later on. I think the brakes are probably, the pads are probably still wearing in, which is why the braking doesn't feel that great yet. They're probably still bedding in. So we'll see about that. These are Brembo brakes. I did research this bike. If I get something wrong, I'll correct it. If you guys want to hear more detailed, check out CarlylesPicks. I'll link to him in the description for you guys. Now, I used to own an R1. I owned a 2005 Raven R1. And, you know, I love that bike. It was one of my favorite bikes, actually. This thing has so much power on tap. Out of the gate, the riding position is not bad. Like I keep saying, it's actually much better feeling than the 2015. Let's see how it turns. Oh God, like a dream. Like a dream. That's amazing. The feeling feels very smooth, very predictable, very linear. It doesn't jerk. I don't notice any weird jerkiness. It is just butter smooth, very predictable. Okay, we have low beams on right now, and we have a flash to pass switch right here. Flash to pass, which I'm not going to use because I don't want to piss off the Prius driver. Vasquez is closed because of the buckling of the road. I think what happened is it rained a lot and the water table rose and the road just collapsed basically. And now skaters are using it as a skate park, which is hilarious. You can find it online. Of course, we started this ride a little late, so we have some traffic, but I will use the power to pass because, you know, I'm on a 2016 ZX-10R. Why not? We got some trucks in our way here. So you can see the gear indicator, and it's got a really nice LED display. LCD, sorry. Oh, I could pass right there, but yeah. Oh God, it's butter smooth. I love this bike. Now, I did not like the 2015 that much, and I said as much, mostly because of the riding position. It just felt a little raw, a little primitive. This thing just feels incredible. I don't like the levers though, but that's not Kawasaki's fault, of course. The levers are not rotated. Basically, the levers should be rotated down so your wrist is in a line. Fourth gear, we'll keep it fluffy. Yeah, the power is just there, man. So I'm not gonna lose mark, and you guys know I'm not that quick. I have experience, I just don't go that fast, especially on the road. There is a slipper clutch on this, as you expect in most big bikes, with most big bikes. Okay, let's tip it in nice and easy. I'm on someone else's bike too. I want them to feel confident that I'm doing exactly what I say I'm going to do, especially if the bike is being broken in. And, you know, I'm not going to race off and lose them. Just because, you know, I want them to keep me in sight. Again, I'm not the fastest guy around anyway. Superbike Sean, now he's fast. KTM Gene, that guy's quick. Space Pod is kind of slow. But I'm also just careful. Third gear, downshifts feel nice and smooth. Braking, you know, the lever isn't exactly how I want it, so it's not easy to get to. Oh man, this thing just feels so good in corners. So I'm going to keep it in third gear, nice and fluffy. Oh, it feels so good. The suspension, you know, having a quality suspension makes such a big difference. Okay, I slowed down too much for that. Okay, now that's a bumpy section. Buck does really well there. Good suspension and stiff, but it's compliant, which is exactly the benefit of a good suspension, right? Okay, see, it's a little fluffier than I'm giving it credit for in third gear. I'm being easy on the throttle, and then I'm not having enough throttle. This is all stock exhaust right now. Everything, for the most part, is stock except the tank protector. Now this does have traction control, so if I run into trouble, chances are this bike is going to intervene in a way that is gentle yet effective. Oh man, the cornering feels great. Oh, this thing is just incredible in the corners. Really good. The state of the art is quite impressive, Kawasaki. Nice job. I'm sure Kawasaki is gunning for some of the bigger bikes. Love the layout of the Kawasaki controls too. I tend to have an inward grip, and there's nothing I'm going to hit by accident. Maybe I should fix my grip, but there you have it. It's the little things. Okay, CRV. I might pass you at some point. My back is starting to feel it, but some of that's getting used to the bike and getting used to this new riding position. But I do like it much better than the 2015 ZX-10R. This bike would actually be a contender if I were in the market for a liter bike. And that's spelled L-I-T-E-R, not leader as in leaderboard. I love these corners. Come on, CRV. Now, with a liter bike, it's very easy to make passes in a short space. That is one real advantage of a bigger, faster bike. WRX or Lancer, I can never tell. I'll wait for Mark. Hopefully that CRV uses the turnout. Thank you, CRV. You are 10 kinds of awesome. A little slow, but awesome. So what I would do to this bike if it were mine, I would add pozzos. I would rotate those levers down to be in line with the wrist. And things would improve a lot as far as comfort. Because the last thing you want to do is have your wrist up like this the whole time. That's just ergonomically a nightmare. So you want to have your wrist down like that, so the lever has to be rotated down. Smells like firewood here. And who doesn't love that smell of a wood fire? God, that thing corners like a dream. I'm gonna shut up for a second. Another nice thing about a leader bike is pick a gear and you're pretty much set. You don't need to shift too much in the canyons, which, you know, I like that as well because it's less busy work for gearing and you can sort of enjoy the ride more. A lot of people love that feature. I know I do as well. But shifting is also fun. It's just that you have the option to shift on a leader bike, and on a small bike you generally have to shift. So again, folks, I ride a 300, as you know, and you are in full control of the bike. It's got more power, etc. The important thing here is that I control the speed with my wrist, with my hand, right? My throttle hand. There is no whiskey throttle. It's not going to get away from me because I'm in full control. I'm riding well within my limits, well within my comfort level for the bike. And that's the secret, really. If you ride a brand new bike, just sneak up on it. Go slow, get used to that clutch friction zone, the bite point, and just take it easy, yo. Except for I do want to pass this person here. But you are in control. You are your own worst enemy sometimes and your best friend. Just take it easy. This person's ruining one of my favorite sections. But, you know, traffic. It's not a racetrack. And there's a spot to pass up here. That's one good thing about knowing the road well. Oh my god, it corners like a dream. It corners so well. You know, it's when you've been on a 300 for so long and you get on this like flagship, refined, awesome bike with really nice Showa suspension and Owen steering damper and all the whole 9 yards, it's amazing. You really feel the difference. You really do. So I'm gripping the tank with my knees to take pressure off my wrists, and with a bike like this, that's a good practice. So on-off fueling, or off-throttle, on-throttle fueling is just so good. There's no drive lash. It is just butter smooth. Good job, Kawasaki. Now, I'm about to ride the R1, not the M, but the R1 2015. And I know Kawasaki is competing with Yamaha as well with their new flagship model. So I'll be able to directly compare the two, new model for new model. And we'll see how they do. Okay, so this is a more relaxed section. Let's do a tuck. Here's what a tuck looks like. Lots of room. I tend to ride pretty forward, but I'm short of arm. Oh, the bike feels so good. It feels so neutral and so light. For a liter bike, it feels amazingly light. Let's go to 6 just to mix up the gearing, or mix up the speed and the RPMs because, you know, still under braking. Wow, it pulls hard even in 6th gear. Those are 6th gear roll-ons. Pretty good. You could ride a canyon in 6th gear, that's funny. Hey, horses! This is a counterbank turn. Feels pretty good on the Ninja. Feels pretty good on the ZX-10R. I can't say the Ninja because my bike's a Ninja. A little cold up here. These little bumps here are being handled very well by the Showa suspension. The tip in is quite easy. It just tips in very nicely. You don't have to fight it at all. And it doesn't try to stand up on you. Wow. I'm just amazed. Yeah, you know, and another thing about leader bikes, they feel very planted, very stable. You got that 190 rear tire, which the bike needs all of it, because, you know, you're putting down a lot of power through that rear tire. The controls are very easy to get to. Let's go ahead and downshift. Okay, so this is the little one-horse town, and this has the gas station that time forgot here. I wouldn't mind riding it more, but I like to minimize contact with another bike, you know, a bike that isn't my own, just to minimize risk, especially once I'm satisfied that I've had enough chance to try it. So I'm going to give this thing a SpacePod 9. I do reserve 10 for special occasions, or, you know, just something that's remarkable. Probably 9.5. This thing is just amazing. An amazing bike. Just great fueling, great on-off throttle transition, no drive lash, super smooth, super stable, holds the line well but does not fight you whatsoever. Incredible. Top marks. I parked where I want to park. And the kickstand has a doohickey, so it's pretty easy to get down. So there you have it, people. There it is again for your edification and enjoyment. All right, Mark. So I rode your 2016 ZX-10R, and you got to ride the 300, the ZX-3R, the baby brother. What did you think of the ZX-3R? What do you think of this road so far?
The ZX-3R was so easy and fun to ride.
Yeah.
When I'm on the ZX-10R, there's times where you're thinking about having to, you know, push the bike, press the bike. This bike is effortless. I mean, it's so smooth.
Yeah.
Reminds me a lot of my 650 I had, but even better. Very, very maneuverable. The control is outstanding. Very surprising on it. I mean, for a 300 series, you would think it would be maybe a little, you know, wild and whatnot. Not at all. Nice.
Did you use the quick shifter at all?
I did.
Okay, good.
And it goes, man.
Yeah.
You push
and you
it,
can get on it, which is a lot of fun to wring it out a little bit, you know.
It gives it to you, you know.
Yeah.
When you want it.
Yeah.
This bike is awesome. I would definitely own this bike for sure, you know. And
nice.
It's just a whole different good experience than the ZX-10R.
I gotta say, I've ridden the 2015 pretty recently, and I've ridden this now, and holy crap. I already talked a lot about it, but just for your edification, it's incredible. The bike feels super neutral, super balanced. There's no drive lash, good off-on throttle response. There's no jerkiness or hard hit. And the 2015 felt like it had kind of a punch to it.
It was missing a little
and that can freak you out a little bit. This just butter smooth, and I felt really comfortable in the corners pretty quickly. It's not like a bucking Bronco. It's a very smooth, linear, predictable delivery. Exactly. And I love it. And the riding position is so good. It's so much better than the 2015. The only thing I would suggest for you, and this is your choice, take those levers and put them down, you know, so they're in line with your wrist.
I agree.
Otherwise, you got this action going on,
Your wrist is going to get.
and that eventually can cause damage and stuff. But yeah, almost every bike I have, I rotate the levers as much as possible. Of course, if you get different levers, then you know that's a good time to do that. And I also noticed the front brake.
Excuse me?
Hi.
Is that a real astronaut suit?
No, sir. This is a theme suit. So it's a motorcycle riding suit that's made to look like an astronaut suit.
Cool.
But you guessed it correctly. It does. That's what it's supposed to look like. See, got the helmet, the gold visor. So, feel free to take a selfie if you want.
I think he's getting his camera. He's pretty excited.
It's not every day you're.
The suit is awesome.
Thank
I don't
you.
think people can see it, but it really is. I mean,
Thank
it
you.
looks
In person, right?
Really authentic too, man. It looks like it came off the astronaut.
And the great thing about it is it's functional. You know, it's like because I crashed my black suit on the freeway, and as an artist, I designed this up, and I had Z Custom make it. And Adolf was like, he loved it. He said it's one of the coolest suits he ever worked on. I'm like, damn straight it is. So
I agree.
I had a lot of fun with it.
Did you have any cons about the bike? Anything that was
Cons.
because you've pretty much been on Gixxers and R1s. And you've had
Yeah, I owned a 2005 R1, Gixxer 750, Gixxer 600, SE 650. Cons, it's a little tall for a short rider. I'm 5'3", 29-inch inseam. So if you're a short rider and you're not that experienced, it may feel tall, but once you're riding, it's great. All bikes kind of even out once you're riding. On the plus side, I have a lot of legroom. Even though the pegs are rather high, I got plenty of legroom once I'm up, and it's very easy to ride, and I'm able to foot it pretty easily. It's not as tall as some bikes. KTM Jean's bike felt taller, and the kickstand has a doohickey on it, which Kawasaki does pretty much on all their kickstands, so it's very easy to get the kickstand up and down once you know where that doohickey is.
Right.
But yeah, I loved it. I gave it a 9.5 out of 10.
Wow. That's awesome.
So you did good, man. Okay, so it's going to wrap up the interview. We're just going to ride the rest of the way. All right, thanks,
for sure.
man.
Thanks a lot, man.
You got it.
Space Pod's the man, dude.